Welcome to this edition of Football 101. I'm Joshua De Matos.
This is Andre Soklau.
And in this week's episode, Leicester City just can't stop winning. There was a Manchester derby that a lot of people would like to forget. In La Liga, the three big teams were in action. Barca dropped points, so too Atletico. And finally in Serie A, Buffon broke the record, longest run, without conceding a goal in Serie A.
Yeah, Buffon, great keeper.
40 years old or older?
40 years young, we should say. I could see Buffon playing for another 5 years.
So, well done to him, even though he got 4 goals scored on him in a certain Bayern Munich game.
We'll just overlook that little thing.
Just forget
Stick
about
with
that.
Syria.
Yes, but the talk of the town, Leicester City. Everyone's favorite team. If you're a bandwagonist, Leicester City is a good team, you know. You could start supporting. Fairy tale story, they just keep on winning, getting the results.
How many times we tried to, we said at the beginning of the season, in January they're going to wobble, in February they're going to wobble. And each time we doubt them, they would keep jumping over that hurdle. I probably thought around February they would run out of gas. But it seems this team has a really tight spirit. They have everything they need. A lot of things going their way. You know, Chelsea self-destructing. They both Manchester clubs struggling, and they keep getting the results. And listen, I'm excited. Yes, it's a certain Algerian striker. Got his 16th goal for this season, Mahrez, getting on the score sheet in a 1-0 victory over Crystal Palace. Now, Crystal Palace not having such a great season thus far, especially not a good run thus far for them. This is their 6th consecutive league defeat. So, Alan Pardew's team in a bit of trouble, you could see. Yeah, you know, Alan Pardew, Roger's former coach, you know, Newcastle coach, he had a good time. It seems he started off really well, and people were saying, hey, Alan Pardew is in man for Crystal Palace. And then apparently it went completely sour. I mean, I feel sorry for Alan Pardew because he did the same thing at Newcastle. He had a magnificent season, at least he had a good season. Crystal Palace, it seems as if it's already falling apart. He doesn't have that, I don't know what is the right word to use, but it doesn't seem to get teams to be consistently good throughout the season. And I think, unfortunately, he may not be there at the end of the season. Sorry, Alan. Tough luck for Crystal Palace, but talk of the tongue, Leicester City, how could we not talk about them? We basically have 7 games to go for the EPL season to be completed. They are 5 points ahead of Tottenham, and it just doesn't seem that they will be stopping at any point in time. If you look at their performances, though, you could say somewhat, you know, from probably a month, 2 months ago, the goals have somewhat dried up. It's 1-0 wins. They're scraping the wins when you're accustomed to seeing 2-0, 3-0 victories. But at the same point in time, the team is just doing what they have to do. Injury concerns, none. None. Exactly, and that's like a major thing. Connected with passion, connected with confidence. You have a great team right there. Everything seems to be falling in place. And Claudio Ranieri is probably on cloud 9. And credit to him, he's doing the whole, you know, keeping everybody on the ground thing. We're taking each game one at a time. We're not thinking about the title. But I'm pretty sure, even though he's saying that, how could you not be thinking about the title? Those guys are probably, and maybe that's what giving them that extra pep in their step to just go through the end of the season. I'm pretty sure, I want them to do it, barring a ridiculous collapse. I can't see them giving away that title chase. Title, sorry. And speaking about Claudio, he spoke in the press conference at the end of the game, and he basically said, you know, their goal is to make Champions League. And that's more or less set in stone. But he made it sound as though that is still what they're just looking at. And as you said, it's impossible for you to be at this position and not think of winning this title. And for him still to come out in a press conference and still be so cool, even the way he approaches these press conferences, a lot of managers get stick for what they say. And he's just a cool guy, saying the right things to the right people and just not causing any confusion. Ranieri is from that era, pre-Jose Mourinho. And funny enough, former Chelsea coach. He was always a very well-liked coach. Likable, friendly guy. You know, even when he lost, people would like him. The press would not rip into Ranieri. Even when Jose was touted to be his replacement the first time around. People were like, we like Ranieri, keep him around. And then Jose had a different style, but people forget how cool Ranieri was. And I'm happy for him because he was always coming second everywhere he went. People always made up memes making fun of Ranieri. You know, he's always second place. So I hope he wins. So basically 7 games to go, and as you're speaking about Ranieri, his last game is against Chelsea, at Chelsea. So wouldn't it be wonderful for him to get the title
in Stamford Bridge. I mean, I know the Leicester fans, their previous game before that game was against Everton. It's possible they could win the title even by that game if Tottenham slip up. But it's just really, the way things are made up for them to go back to Chelsea on the last day, it's really a fairy tale story.
Yeah, fairy tale. I mean, you couldn't script something better than that.
Yeah.
It's
I
almost
wonder if they do, like if these people really script out the entire EPL and say, you win this game, so it'll be this. Because the way this EPL is just...
I have this theory. I remember years ago, Jose Mourinho said that he was going to win, I can't remember what, 2-0. They are going to win the season. 2-0 against Blackburn, which is ridiculous, right? This is at the beginning of the season. It was like, okay, Jose's a cool guy, but listen. And that's exactly what he did. A lot of people don't talk about that, though. And it makes me wonder, is either Jose has some sort of, psychic game. Yes. Not psychological, but psychic.
Yeah.
But, well, who knows? But I think it sounds scripted. It's Hollywood stuff.
Yes. So, Foxes, let's go see if you could continue. 7 games to go. We'll see if Tottenham could continue because they have a bit of a tough run coming up after the international friendlies this weekend. I believe they have to go to Manchester United and they have to play Chelsea as well. So, a little tough run for Spurs there. So, who's to say in 2 weeks we could see a new title winner right there?
Oh, yeah. I think it's good for football.
Yeah.
I think it's great for the EPL. Not so good for Manchester United and the other teams. Tottenham are very much close by, but we all rooting for Ranieri and his men.
Yes.